I figured I'd do like a little rundown of like what's coming to Broadway this season, because I've been rather disillusioned with a lot of what's running right now. Things that have been around for a couple of years, like Waitress and Dear Evan Hansen, those are fine. Obviously your staples, Phantom of the Opera and stuff, also fine. But I just haven't found myself getting into anything new lately. I just haven't really been feeling it. A bunch of new stuff is about to come out very, very soon. A bunch of stuff actually this month and further down the line. So I'm just gonna read off the shows that'll be coming out this year and a little bit later next year from Playbill's list of upcoming shows. And some of these have release dates and some of them don't. But I'm just gonna go down the list and tell you what my initial reactions are, how I think it's gonna go, if I care. So let's just get into it. First up on the list, I've heard about this for ages, Hadestown. I know very little about Hadestown because I was the one teenager who didn't get into myths, gods, mythology, any of that. I was not a Percy Jackson kid. I saw the movies and I tried to read the book. Like, they're fine, but I just never got into it. But yeah, Hadestown, from what I understand, is a adaptation of the Orpheus myth. And a friend of mine showed me the music to it, but it's, I think, one of those shows where you really don't get the full story from the soundtrack. It's something I'd have to go real deep and look up. And from what I understand about Hadestown as a whole is that there's 2 different concept albums and it's gone through various stages of development, so you really can't get a full idea of the story unless you're listening to both albums. So for this one, I'm just gonna actually wait until the cast album comes out and like a finished version is done before really like getting into it. But it sounds different than a lot of what I'm hearing on Broadway nowadays. So it's kind of refreshing music-wise. I'm worried it's gonna be like a similar thing to Natasha and Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, because I was really excited for that one. And the music was different, although I couldn't pick up a story from it. And then I saw the show, and it was one of those things where it was really fun when I was watching it, and then I left, and I was rather, there was definitely something missing. Like, I didn't really feel anything emotionally in it. I should do a whole video on Natasha and Pierre, because I had a really interesting experience with it. The second one, I am so excited for this show, and I don't know why, because I've heard nothing from it. Maybe I'm just excited because there's a character in it that I could play. Beetlejuice, oh my gosh, I think that would be such a cool musical. I feel like it would have the same kind of feel as the Addams Family musical did. The cast is exceptional, like Rob McClure, oh my god, who plays Beetlejuice? Alex Brightman from School of Rock, Carrie Butler, and I mean, like, just all of them are amazing. And I just, depending on how they do it, I think it's going to be excellent, you know? And I think they're all great. And I'm really looking forward to it. Also, like, anything Winona Ryder, I'm down for. I mean, Heathers the musical is great. This is going to be exceptional. I know it's not the same team, but, like, you see where I'm going. The third one is Tootsie, which is starring Santina Fontana, who I just think is excellent. I've never seen the movie Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman. It's one of my mother's favorite movies, though. She talks about it all the time, so I should probably sit down and watch it. From what I understand, everybody's really excited for it. It's apparently like one of like the best-selling previews going on right now. I think they sold like a record amount of merchandise at the previews. For those of you who don't know what Tootsie is about, it's about a man who's an actor and he's trying to get jobs and then realizes that he can actually get more work if he dresses as a woman. So he creates this whole persona and starts auditioning under this like different identity. And it's like about identity and like who you are and things like that and staying true to yourself. It's like I feel like it's very 2019. This could work. Number 4 is one I have been waiting for. It had its out-of-town tryout. I have waited for this to happen ever since I saw the movie as a kid. Moulin Rouge. How has it taken this long for this to become a live musical? Like, seriously. I don't think it's going to be like this, but I think it would be really cool if they did Moulin Rouge like they do Natasha and Pierre, which is very interactive, so it feels like you're in the club and everything, but I don't think that's how it's going to happen. But Moulin Rouge is just screaming for a theatrical production, like, just screaming for it. It just, like, everything about the filmmaking and everything totally lends itself to being put on the stage. Like, come on. Like, I mean, Aaron Tveit, perfect Christian. I mean, everybody in the cast is amazing. Karen Olivo as Satine, that's amazing. I've also been really enjoying the many typos involving her name in Satine in various periodicals. It's very interesting watching what that autocorrects to every time. But I'm so excited for this. My sister's excited for it. My family is excited for Moulin Rouge. Like, we're just like, we're waiting for it. We've been waiting for it for ages. I hope they add new songs too, and I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna buy the hell out of that cast album. So excited. Number 5, I know very little about. I know it opened in Boston, I think last year, and everybody's really excited for it. Jagged Little Pill, which is the Alanis Morissette musical. I am not into jukebox musicals. Very few to me work. I think Beautiful works. I think $1 Million Quartet kind of worked. I'm not into jukebox musicals. I saw The Bodyguard. It was an awful experience. It was just not good. I'm not sure. Could someone tell me in the comments, just clarify for me, if it's a story about Alanis Morissette or if it's a story set to Alanis Morissette music? Because I think sometimes that is what makes or breaks a jukebox musical, because there's just a difference between taking songs and creating a story around them and just writing a play and putting the music in it. Because that's not a musical, that's just a musical play. So it doesn't work for me. I'm curious to see where it goes. People are talking about it. People like it. So I'm curious. That doesn't have a release date yet. So I'm not really sure. And I don't even know who's cast in it or anything. I think maybe Derek Klena was in it, in the cast in Boston. So maybe he's sticking around. I'm not sure. The next one is Tina. This is a Tina Turner jukebox musical. We know how I feel. I don't know much about Tina Turner, or even I couldn't name any of her songs. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be something like The Cher Show or like Motown. If it's anything like Motown, Motown was one that worked. I liked Motown a lot when it came through. That was like really well done. Yeah, Tina Turner, I don't really have much to say. I don't know anything. I don't know enough. I don't know enough to say anything. So moving on. And then the final musical. This was just announced. I already have a thought on it because I am protective a little bit of this musical, just a little bit. I'm not as much as like I am like with Phantom or anything like that. But so the last one on the list is The Music Man revival that's coming out in October 2020 with Hugh Jackman. I think is great casting. Hugh Jackman I think is a really good casting. I don't, however, agree with Sutton Foster's casting. I do not hate Sutton Foster. I love Sutton Foster. I think she's incredibly talented. I like her in a lot of stuff. I just don't think the role of Marion the Librarian is right for her voice. She doesn't have that type of soprano, so I just don't think I didn't think it works, and this has nothing to do with the fact that I thought Laura Osnes for sure was going to get that part. But I'm not a fan of that choice. I could be proven wrong, but it seemed odd to me. But I'm curious to see like a Music Man revival in my day. That was the first show I ever did as a kid. I was Gracie Shin when I was like 8 years old, so that show always has like a special place in my heart for me. And one of the arguments I heard for Sutton Foster was that she's closer in age to Hugh Jackman, to which I say, if you watch the movie, not the Matthew Broderick one, the one from like the 50s. Robert Preston was significantly older than Barbara Cook and significantly older than Shirley Jones. Like, Marion the Librarian is like early to mid 20s in that era, so like it wouldn't have been that much of a stretch. Also, there's a difference between actual age and playing age, and Laura Osnes can play up. So I don't know about it. This is not me hating on Sutton Foster. I like Sutton Foster. She's good at certain things. She's good at those really high belty roles. She's a great dancer, which would probably lend herself to this role because there's some dancing. Just the voice doesn't work for me for this particular part. I don't think it works, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a good year away, so we'll see. It's over a year away, October 2020. So those are my reactions for the shows that are coming out in the rest of the year and next year. Pretty short video. I was getting a little bit of like a writer's block thing, so if there's anything you want to see, please tell me below, because I need ideas and I need to know that people will actually watch it. So yeah, tell me about that. Also, Wednesdays right now are crazy. All of my classes are on that day, and uploading as well as doing promotion and stuff for it on social media when I put a video out becomes a bit taxing when I'm running all over the place. So if there's a day that you would prefer that a video be released and a time, right now I'm doing Wednesdays at 10 a.m. local time. Any suggestions there be greatly appreciated. Also, tell me what you think about these shows, because I'm curious to hear other opinions. I feel like I'm just seeing like official press and things, but I'm not really seeing what anyone else is saying about it. But yeah, those are my opinions for this week. No too hot takes this week, so comment section should be pretty tame. People might get mad about the Sutton Foster thing. It's fine, guys. It's not the end of the world. Take a deep breath. It's cool. Yeah. See you next week.